Well, we are back with some Invader hate. I found a good post with some interesting discussions about the seamless co-op mod. Recently, Miyazaki acknowledged the seamless co-op mod, and I think that's good because ultimately, I do think there is a lot to be desired from Software's approach to the multiplayer aspect of the game. Now, I don't think they need to take out invasions, but this is why we're here. This is why we are here to iron out some of the unwarranted criticism, unwarranted criticism about the Invader mechanic in Elden Ring. But let's get started. Today's drama in our gaming is about Elden Ring, the newest in From Software's line of Souls-like games. If you're a normal person, these games are somewhat challenging fantasy action RPGs with a cool, dark atmosphere. But if you're a very specific kind of fan, these games burn away the spark of life in you and leave you a hollow husk, doomed to battle endlessly until you succumb to your own madness. As in today's drama, these fans will give anything to keep the drama fires burning. Okay, sure, dude. I'm not too sure how convinced I am that people are just keen on starting drama, but hey, that's why we're here. A defining feature of the series is its weird multiplayer modes. In general, you can play cooperatively with other players at will, kinda. What? But only in certain sections. Oh, okay. No, wait, I'm pretty sure everything's pretty much co-opable. Okay, whatever. And for limited periods of times. Yeah, that's the one thing. The limited period of time for the co-op is like, I don't know. I'm not too sure the game actually needs it as far as like outside the open world. But yeah, the open world can definitely be a challenge to navigate cooperatively, for sure. Meanwhile, under circumstances that differ by the game, competitive player versus player matchups can happen spontaneously, even against the will of the player. See, right there, already, this is somebody who is likely, I don't know, they had a pretty good description of From Software games, right, in the beginning, but, like, I don't know about they, but this sentence takes all responsibility of getting involved with the multiplayer experience out of players' hands. And that's just not true. You are making a decision to co-op. Co-ops are tied to invasions. If you get invaded, it's not against your will. You put yourself there. But see, once I see that sentence, it's like, oh, okay, I immediately disregard this person's opinion because they don't want to frame their point in an honest way. They're clearly being dishonest here. Knowingly or unknowingly, that's fine. I guess they probably just don't know what they're talking about, but it's not really an accurate description. Even against the will of the player. Like, come on, man. That is absolutely insane. These events, where somebody bursts into your game and you have to fight them, are called invasions. Yes, and you have to fight them. Man, you don't have to fight them. You don't have to. Okay, let me think of 3 ways to get rid of an invader in your world without fighting them. Okay, 1, jumping off and just respawning. 2, boss fog door, which happens way more often than number 1. And number 3, hiding. Hiding's incredibly possible in this game because it is really big, and there are items that let you do that. So, have to fight them. Interesting. This aspect of the series has pretty much always been controversial, with some players hating it and others believing it 100% essential to the series. Dude, I gotta be honest, I invaded in Dark Souls 3. I never really seen Invader hate. I never got hate messages for invading in Dark Souls 3. It's only Elden Ring where you see players hating it. Like, quote unquote. And it's mostly due to the popularity of the game and attracting a lot of casual gamers who didn't know what they were getting into because they're irresponsible with their decisions. Okay, maybe a little harsh there, but they're definitely being irresponsible. If you go into a hard game expecting it to be easy because you didn't look up the details, that's being irresponsible. In Elden Ring, cooperative play is a bit more open than in previous titles, but it's still limiting. And in this one, playing co-op is what opens you up to invasions. Oh, okay, so... okay. All good. Opens you up to invasions. Interesting. They didn't say you have to get invaded or something like that, right? In the old times, if you just wanted to play with friends
without having to stop and fight randos. No options existed for you. Wait, in the old times, if you just wanted to play with friends without having to stop and fight, no option existed for you. I don't know what he's talking about. Can you? Oh, no, I don't know. Look, the other old, like, Dark Souls 1, I just had to play through that. There's not really any moments where I was like, oh, I definitely want to co-op here, outside of, like, specific bosses. I didn't really, like, it's pretty one note. It's not really open world. You're on a railroad there, just going straight. You don't really need a co-op for Dark Souls 1. Dark Souls 3, maybe. But, I don't know. Most of the time when I co-opted in those games, it was for specific bosses. And then came Seamless Co-op. Here's a mod that does exactly what it says on the tin. It gets rid of many of the various quirks and hurdles with cooperative multiplayer and allows you to play the game more or less end-to-end with friends. Yeah. Yep. Definitely From Software should enhance their multiplayer experience, 100%. But it shouldn't just cater to just one section. But that's just absolutely insane. And I did a Phantom video earlier, man. These players aren't suffering from invasions that hard. Like, the only guy that I seen die to an invader, he just walked up to the invader and got L2'd in the face and died. And he was one shot because he had 1200 HP. There's multiple things happening there. They have low health. The invader had the Blasphemous Blade, which is insane also. And the player just went up to the invader. He did try to swing, but it was obviously a misplay. It's so cringe to try to take the responsibility out of players' own, like, decision making. It's just like, oh, dude, you died there. It's never your fault. It's never the decision you made to just go right up to that guy's L2 and just, like, disregard the damage it does to your already low health character. Okay, well, whatever. Let's continue. It also disables invasions. And that subset of Elden Ring fans alluded to earlier are very vocally not pleased with this. Okay. Fair enough. I mean, I do make videos on it. But here's the thing. We are still more honest about how we are approaching, at least approach the criticism of that, than, oh, you're forced to get invaded because you play co-op. Like, come on, dude. That is insane. It's like, dude, at least we provide, like, honest context. We don't try to, like, use hyperbole just to, like, get our point through in a dishonest way. Like, dude, no. Full stop. Invasions are not forced. If you're using that term, you're already showing your bias. And considering that person kind of said, it's against the will of the player to get invaded in the beginning, I think he's just regurgitating the popular and casual and dishonest sentiment that you are forced to have invasions in your game. Like, you're really not. You are opting into multiplayer. That is how they approach it. And to try to, like, take out context of how the devs are intending their mechanics is dishonest. Full stop. I mean, we're going to go... I've seen some comments, and there are unique conversations here. But we've done this before. We've done this. It is so easy just to point out, like, you're not really providing all the context to the thing you're currently talking about. Anyway, in a gaming thread, this gaming is the main gaming thread in Reddit. So this is definitely what I'm contributing the mainstream discussion to, because it's very rare invasions are on the front page of our gaming. About the developers name-dropping the mod, the invaders have risen once again. See, like, that's just ridiculous, bro. Okay, I guess they're pointing out at specific invaders who are on Reddit, like, talking crap. That's, that probably gets shut down pretty quick. I can imagine. I'm gonna glance at some of the things they point out here. Oh, some of these aren't actually that bad, but then there's, like, yeah, someone's calling someone whiny little babies. It's like, okay, just calm down. Calm down. You can point out casuals being dishonest, but you don't have to insult them. That's the last thing you need to do. Okay. The invaders have risen once again from their unintended graves to seek blood or souls. Or rings, maybe. Okay. The invaders have risen once again from their untended graves to seek blood or souls or rings. Okay. Okay. It's actually pretty cool. It's a pretty cool way to describe that.
Okay, so they add a bunch of links to other discussions, but of course there's a whole litany of discussions about this in the comments section here. And I'll likely take a look at some of those other posts as well. However, for now, let's see how people react to this. Oh boy. This is the highest rated comment. The highest rated by 500. This has 500 upvotes. And the dude literally strikes out with his first, like the first sentence in this. These people are all the same and has been the same since the days of old school MMO PvP. What, bro? It's literally not even comparable. What they're trying to get at is an attitude, but MMO PvP is a lot more road bumpy, I would say, than just respawning in Dark Souls. Like MMO PvP can seriously gatekeep you from like a whole area, and like, nah, we can't do that. If invaders defeat somebody in this game, they just respawn, and then they get their progress back like instantly. Like MMO PvP seems like an actual gatekeep. We can meme about gatekeeping for invasions, you know what I mean? But like ultimately, we can't stop them from making progress. We can defeat them, but they still respawn and they go through the game. That's why it's even like crazier to complain about invasions, because it's like not even that big of a deal even if you lose. It's literally the same thing that would have happened if you just died from a mob or a boss. It's really weird. But yeah, dude, apparently, yeah, okay, old school MMO PvP. Yeah, sure, man. Sure, dude, this is RuneScape, by the way. Their idea of hardcore PvP involves ganking new players you can't fight back. Ganking new players. This man said ganking. So this contextually does not make sense. Invaders can't gank, even at the most like one-sided invader situation. It's a 2v1, and then that host still can just summon players. They basically will get a 2v2 if they just wait around. Like a 2v1, 2 invaders versus host, an actual ganking situation, is super rare. And a lot of times, they're not even fun, because ganking isn't fun. Ganking new players who can't fight back, that is absolutely insane. This person did not play Elden Ring. Like, genuinely, I do not think this comment played Elden Ring. That is insane. Hardcore PvP involves ganking new players. No, dude, we get good fights in invasions, and we are not ganking new players. At the moment, I'm invading at high level. I wouldn't say they're new players. They could be new to PvP, but that's kind of rare. A lot of these gamers know what they're doing on Elden Ring now, which is why you see most of the complaints from players like this who haven't actually played the game. They prefer PvP games where they can gain an unfair advantage and dominate weaker players. Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. Like, as if there's something I can do as an invader that they don't have access to. As a phantom, as a host, as a blue. Okay. Wait, ganking new players who can't fight back. I was about to say, are they referencing, like, what are they referencing there? Are they actually just talking about gankers who are, like, beating up on players doing the invasion quest or something? Oh, jeez. Dude, 500 upvotes, by the way. When asked to play a dedicated PvP game where everyone is on equal footing, they often make excuses on why they don't. The funniest thing is it's not fun. Okay. I've played, like, Souls Calibur and fighting games. It's a completely different dynamic. Like, you're actually jumping into an RPG world and having a huge battle. That's way different than Street Fighter, man. Way different. I think both are fun, but invasions are obviously more fun because of the chaos factor. You would know that if you played the game. Holy crap, dude. Holy crap. This is like the peak Reddit comment I've ever read. It's just, they're not even being like super mean or anything. They're just being super, super ignorant about what they're talking about. They have no idea. Like, no idea. Oh my god. The amount of disrespect invasions get, dude. It's like some of the hardest, actually the hardest video game stuff I've ever done is from invasions in Elden Ring. Like, it's insane. Okay. Which is funny because it's not fun for them because they only seem to enjoy PvP when they're overpowering others. Disagree. Overpowering someone in PvP, especially in Elden Ring, is not fun. It isn't. It's fun if you can do some sort of tech sometimes, or if you, like, link together a crazy combination, like the Death Ritual Spear, Ice Spear situation. Like, that's always fun. Even if the person's bad, it's always fun landing that. But it's not something I actively want to engage with. Most of the time when I see 1v1s, I normally just try to warm up, or I leave. Pretty much it. It's pretty much it. Unless they're doing a rune arc, unless they have like a rune arc and bull ghost and like dual naginatas, I'm down for that. But no, I don't need to fight Timmy's fire mage who's just sitting around at 1200 HP. No, I'm good on that. Sorry to any Timmy fire mages. I don't mean. Just make sure you have more health than 1200. This argument is similar to complaints from COD streamers who dislike SB. I have no idea. Look, literally another completely genre of game that they compare invasions to. Great comment, man. Great comment. Boy, I sure do love in-depth mainstream discussions from players who are not playing the game we're talking about. Great. 500 upvotes. It analogs to how some people think always on open world PvP in WoW is essential, and somehow wanting to play without constantly looking over your shoulder without being ganked is detrimental to the game experience. Holy crap. Dude, this is another level of dishonesty. Wow. First of all, there are people who do Taunter's tongue runs. Like, they actually want that looking over your shoulder experience. But even if that's the case, they're still not getting ganked. They're still not getting ganked. Oh my god. I'm just moving on from this one. I just wanted to point this out, that these are the type of people who are having active discussions about invasions. Like, dude, you know nothing about this mechanic, man. Like, actually. Holy crap. Lol. It's the you can't use magic, that's cheating debacle again. Actually, no. I'm getting way more excited about this because it is not even that discussion at all. It's people literally not even defining the mechanic right. Like, people honestly think you get ganked because of invaders. Like, no, this isn't that you can't use magic, that's cheating. Like, no, this is just me actually correcting people. It's not even like we're not gatekeeping here. We're not. Like, dude, if you want to play Seamless, go ahead. Don't go on Reddit and say you're playing Seamless because you don't want to get ganked by invaders when that's not even possible. Oh my god, brain rot, dude. Brain rot. I'll finish this. Some Soul fans are weird about how others play. Yeah, I don't know. It definitely gets a little corny after a long time, for sure. It's like, dude, if someone's playing the game a different way than you, like, and you get mad about it, it says more about you, man. You're definitely a little bit insecure about something, but whatever. Just don't lie. Don't lie and call something that it's not, you know? When Elden Ring released, I did the usual no life 150 hours or whatever of it. My IRL friend was having a ton of trouble though. Still only cleared the first castle, so I decided to help him out co-op style. It's literally unplayable. Okay, alright. Sure, man, it's literally unplayable, dude. Totally unplayable. It's not like, you know, people go out there and just co-op. It's not. I guess it's completely unplayable, guys. We were constantly invaded by people with super sweaty PvP builds or just straight up hacks. What? You were constantly invaded by people with straight up hacks? Constantly? Sure. Sure. Like, dude, I would be more sentimental to this sort of point of view if it wasn't obviously drenched in hyperbole. just to serve their argument better. Like, it's not literally unplayable, man. You're not constantly being baited with people with hacks. Now, granted, new player, maybe their friend never played a Dark Souls game before. They still only cleared the first castle. I'm not too sure what are they talking about the castle in the south, or are they talking about Stormvale? Because if they cleared Stormvale, that's pretty good for a new player. You know what I mean? But sure, here's the thing. Even if your friend's super new, you have to understand that this game, if they enjoy it, it's one thing. Like, you're not really filling us in with how they're enjoying it. It sounds like, okay, so my RRL friend was having tons of trouble though. Still only cleared the first castle, so I decided to help him out co-op style. It's literally unplayable co-op. Like, dude, I'm just not convinced by that, dude. I've done co-op, man. It's not literally unplayable. You guys are getting invaded. And if your player's new, if your friend is new to Dark Souls games, yeah, he's definitely going to have a hard time. And that sucks. But here's the thing. He's still going to have a hard time later in the game, unless you absolutely beat the game for him. And that is the type of experience the devs are trying to, they're trying to avoid. Like, they don't want you to be in a position to just carry your friend through the game, to just, like, at that point, why are you guys even playing this? You know what I mean? Like, just carry him in Overwatch or something like that, or in Pal World. It has to be Elden Ring, because you guys are you're trying to play the new hard game. Like, there's not a single person out there going like, hey, Elden Ring's easy, great game to play with new Souls players. And like, honestly, it's a great game to start off if you're a new Souls player, but you have to be patient, man. You can't just have your friend who no-life the game carry you through it and then, be like, oh, that was the Elden Ring, that was the intended Elden Ring experience. Why are invasions even in the game? Like, no, man. That's insane. That's not exactly like an accurate experience to what the devs are trying to create. You're actively avoiding their own their vision. Here he says seamless co-op pretty much saved the game for him, which is fine. This is great. But then he goes and says From definitely should learn from that. Learn from what? Because your friend was too bad at, like, beating Elden Ring? He needed you to carry him through? Like, what are they learning from that, man? And yes, I am going to explain it that way, because that's exactly what you painted. You literally said, friend's bad, can't beat first castle. I know life game. I carry through. We cannot beat invaders. Why would From Software's learning from Seamless, from what they should learn from Seamless, is that people do want enhanced multiplayer experiences. But if you think From Software is learning, hey, maybe we should take invasions out the game so the game can be easier, from what I'm hearing from this DLC, it sounds like your friend's gonna have a hard time even with your 150 hours, sir. Oh boy, bro. What are they gonna learn, man? What are they gonna learn? What are they going to learn from that post, dude? Absolutely insane. That is perfectly the entitled view that I was looking for. Like, no, man, they're not going to learn anything from that. That experience isn't super unique. Guess what? You guys needed to get better at the game, and you still likely need to get better at the game. Now, granted, if they're getting invaded by, low-level, like, chwinks and stuff, that sucks. Tell your friend to put on the Blue Hunter ring. Maybe summon one more Phantom. Maybe get your friend to the boss door first and then start to sweat it out and try to beat the boss fight. Maybe, there's multiple other ways here than to blame it on invaders. It's like, dude, the fact that I have done Phantom, some Sun Bro here and there. I did the healing video, but I did a little extra. The fact that I've done that, and I know that you do get invaded quite a bit, but it's 1 out of 10 those invaders are, like, they know what they're doing. You're not constantly getting invaded by super sweaty PvPers. You're losing to average players, and you're calling them super sweaty. You're getting roll call, and you're calling them straight up hacks. Like, come on, man. Come on. The fact that I know that experience, and I know for a fact there's a lot of invaders who are just walking in and waving and then jumping off, or just like straight up walking in and just getting blended. Or even this, invaders that are so new, they actually attack other invaders. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Insane. But okay, cool. GG's on the invader hate. This is quite possibly the worst of it I've seen in ever since, covering this. When the game was new and people were kind of, taken back, maybe, they didn't really expect PvP to be so aggressive. Like, I'm with you on that. The game's been out 2 years, and there's a whole lot of people who are just getting carried through it and then complaining about invasions because it's the one thing that actually brings any sort of difficulty to the game outside of Millennia. I mean, at least in a co-op experience, right? Sheesh. Yeah. From definitely should learn from that. Okay, dude. Yeah, dude. Definitely. Again, I'm sorry for the attitude, but come on. Comment like this, and then this is exactly what I'm looking for. This is this guy's one experience, and then, yeah, From should just learn from it and just cater their game to this one dude's super casual carry my friend playthrough. Yeah, man. Well, DLC is coming out soon. Definitely super excited for it. Definitely super excited for From Software actually adding difficult stuff to the game, which, there's spicy bits in Elden Ring for sure, but it sounds like the DLC is actually going to be incredibly hard. Looking forward to the complaints on that, because I will be here when they blame it on invaders.